Morning sunshine and welcome to Phasmophobia and this week's challenge Hide and Seek Seeker on Brownstone High School. So, let's hop in. Okie dokie, what do we have? Okay, all the screens, that's of course good, and even the fuse box on the map. Yay, no setup time and almost everything, and it is tier 3, but we are missing Cross and Smudge, but when I remember correctly, on this challenge it's even a friendly ghost. Yeah, I might be able to work with that. So I don't think we're gonna need anything like that anyway, but first things first, let's find the ghost. So I guess a good way to start, EMF, the thermo, and just in case, the one item which would have been useful in tier 3 is tier 1, the parabolic microphone. I don't think I'm gonna need that, but I'll just grab it anyway. So let's just go in, light on, and actually I think I'll prefer the flashlight. Light on and just hope to one day stumble upon the ghost. Maybe any cursed possession? Nope, nothing. Okay. This is going to be so funny. But I think, yeah. All the doors seem to start closed. Yep, closed. That's actually great, because in that case, as soon as we see a door which isn't completely closed, we can already say the ghost must be in that vicinity. That's good. There we go. Light. Much better. So let's just walk around, wait until we see either an open door, something happening, or most likely hear something. So here goes, nothing. Oh, and in case you are wondering why I'm not using the parabolic microphone, the issue is it's the tier 1 parabolic microphone, and the reach of that... Oh no, never mind. The range of that thingy is not that great, but the downside is I'm unable to hear anything outside of the microphone's cone. So in that case, if the ghost does anything outside of that maybe 40-degree cone in front of me, I'm not going to be able to hear that. So yeah, peripheral hearing is going to be a bit more important than the additional 10 meters. Oh, there we go. Let's quickly double check. 3.4 in comparison to 17. Yep, ghost room. Perfect. Thank you, door. And by the way, I take everything back. It isn't just like this is a friendly ghost. We ain't even draining sanity. So they made it double awful by retaining our sanity at 100%, just to make the ghost as inactive as possible. Which is also kinda working. But anyway, let's just throw in all the equipment and let's see, maybe we find evidences. No door. Door. No door. Door. No door. There we go. You stepped into salt, but... No feeties? No cute little ghost feeties for Pango? Okay. How old are you? Oh. Okay, we got a spirit box and ghost writing. Okay, quick and dirty, just the way I like it. Maybe any ghost orbs? Oh yeah, ghost orbs. So it was ghost writing, so we can rule out the mimic. Yep, it's a real ghost orb, so that means it's just a mare. And that's it. We got all 3 evidences. Good, so I think I can already go home, and yeah, that is 1 done, 2 to go. So the most difficult part in this challenge is finding the ghost. Everything else is like professional, just with you're never getting haunted. You don't need to think about any of that, and Yep, that's it.
Back.
Oh, by the way,
New promotion is now available.
only one, please. And here we go, indeed, Mayor, next. And just because that was so unbelievably funny, rinse and repeat. For one moment I just thought about the description in the game about closed school due to unexplained deaths and stuff like that, and I don't know if there's any school with any deaths. That it is kind of suspicious. I mean, everyone watching from the United States is gonna have a different opinion on that matter, but that's a completely different story. That one is just for me. Come on, you did that 1,000 times in the lobby. Wait a second. You can't even get that high? Nope, you can't even throw the basketball that high. That's what 600 hours of Phasmophobia look like. Yep. Wait a second. Door? Yep. Door? Yep. Door is there. Door? Yeah. Good. But in that case, where the hell is that door coming from? By the way, don't forget to turn on the fuse box for 2 reasons. One, well, you can a bit easier identify the ghost room by the temperature, because when it's, for example, 12, 13, it's a bit cold here. Is the fuse box still on? Yeah, it is on. So that way you can a bit easier tell by the temperature if it's the ghost room or not. And another thing is, occasionally I had it that the ghost turned on a light. So in case you are lucky and it is not a mare, you might just walk around oh, I never turned on a light, so that must have been the ghost, and voila. Oh, but pardon my French. And I don't mean like I said something bad, just excuse me for speaking French in general. Ah, there we go. And oh, there we go, indeed. We already got freezing. 1 down, 2 to go. So let's quickly bring in more equipment. Usually I would grab 2 of every equipment and pretend the ghost room to be Noah's Ark, but in this case 1 of each is enough, because the only thing having multiple of the same kinds of equipment pieces does is speeding up how quickly you will get that sort of evidence. But here, time doesn't matter. So I do actually prefer to walk 1 or 2 times less, and so I need you and you and you. V. Ha. 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 Oh, shut up. Salt in choke points and... Oh, wait a second, we already got one. Oh no, wait a second one. Okay, freezing and ghost writing. So, okay, down to Moroi, Shade, Revenant, or the most boring ghost on this challenge, the Demon. Ah, there we go. Yeah, this time we got UV. So yeah, it is just a plain old boring simple demon. One of the most boring ghosts in general, and definitely the most boring ghost on this challenge. Well, let's go. 2 down, only 1 more. And wind, and repeat, and... Oh, wait a second. No fixed weather. Oh, sunrise. Beautiful. In that case, you really need to keep in mind if it is snowy, why is it frozen? Anyway, if it's snowy, do definitely turn on the fuse box, because otherwise you won't be able to tell which room is the ghost room just by the temperature. By the way, that thingy about the game freezes, that only occurs when I'm playing together with OBS and record and stuff like that. So it's something about that. The entire time I played Phasmophobia, that never happened. It's just something with the recording software, or I don't know. I even tried a few things to troubleshoot it, but nothing worked until now. So yeah, that might happen sometimes. So just ignore it. Thank you. Okay, once again, nothing on the ground floor. Let's check the first floor. Or depending on where you live, nothing on the first floor. Let's check the second floor. Or how I would say it, where I'm coming from. Nichts im Erdgeschoss. Schauen wir uns mal den ersten Stock an. By the way, if you want to speed it up a little bit, you can just open the main door so the ghost is active, and once the ghost is activated, it's going to do stuff, and then you can just make a short break, maybe grab something to eat or drink or do whatever. That's up to you, and after maybe 5 or 10 minutes you come back and then you walk through the entire school. It's still going to take a lot of time, but the thing is, the ghost had a lot of time to do stuff. And the more time the ghost had to do stuff, the more likely you're going to find a ghost room. There we go. And just to double check, 18 in comparison to, yeah, come on. Perfect. But there's still another thing. Actually, I don't want to wait any longer, so I'll just go with almost nice. This is I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is a great opportunity to tell you you can still just go for the no evidence stuff and secondary evidences and all that stuff that is outside of Hans. So, for example, with that one, I'm having the suspicion it might be a polter, and in that case you can just take a look at the activity screen, and once you see anything EMF wise above EMF 4, that, because EMF 5, no wait a second, what am I talking, EMF 5 is possible, so if you see anything above EMF 6 without any events happening, that was a polter explosion. So just keep in mind, all that stuff is still possible. Absolutely not necessary, but possible. So in case you are walking around with the EMF reader and you get just random EMF spikes without anything happening and you think it's either a wave or a phantom, you can still go for the roamer trap and do it that way. I mean, this is basically still just, yeah, professional or not easy mode, but boring mode, because you have to search one of the biggest maps, but that's it. And ghostly balls floating. Yeah, perfect. We got ghost orbs, and never mind, the polter isn't even possible anymore. It's just a rather active ghost. Looking at it is supposed to be a passive ghost. Well, so in that case, I guess we just found a switch. Oh, wait a second. Ah, there we go. And freezing. So it's, keep in mind, it still might be the mimic. By the way, one tiny thing on a big map like this one, this can actually be pretty useful, exactly. When you're having a rather big room, but the amount of dots you can lay down is, well, in comparison, a bit low. Just don't try to illuminate the entire room with dots. Just take dots and, well, go for one corner and then go into that corner, because when, well, unless it is a Gorio and it has, and of course it needs to have dots, then when the ghost is in the dots phase, the ghost is going to walk towards your position, and that way, no matter how big the room is, that way you can check for dots. And by the way, we just saw it, it's a UI. So that should be everything. Oh, and by the way, still, don't overthink it. Even if it's a UI and it uses its door ability or anything like that, like I said, it is a friendly ghost, so even if you somehow manage to drain your sanity and get into hunting range due to abilities or stuff like that, it doesn't matter. The entire challenge, or well, this challenge is just finding the ghost, and everything else is, yeah, piece of cake. So there is actually not a whole lot I can say about that one. Just keep in mind, yeah, the parabolic microphone has some downsides. Personally, I preferred hearing everything in my vicinity, using EMF and the thermo to check for the ghost room, and of course, in case it's a wave or phantom, or if anything happens, and turn on the fuse box to be able to see stuff out of the ordinary, like, well, testing for Jinn, or if you see any lights, checking temperature, and with all that stuff, you should actually already be good. And yeah, anything else, keep in mind, you got the activity screen, you can check for twins and polter and all that stuff. You can do all the secondary stuff, like the Onryo test doesn't work, but you can check for the shade and stuff like that, but it isn't necessary. We got all the evidence equipment, we got all 3 evidences, so yeah, it couldn't be any easier, at least in case you manage to find a ghost. And of course, keep in mind the doors. Always look for the doors. Great band. Sad story in regards of Jim Morrison, but still great band. So, and as soon as the game unfreezes, there we go. We are going to see that, yep, that was it, 5,000, and that's the weekly challenge, hide and seek a seeker done. So, yeah, like I said, not a lot to it, and that's actually already everything. So, in case you don't mind walking around in a abandoned school for half an hour, just go for it. Free money. And other than that, I hope I could show you 1 or 2 things about the game. Hope you had fun watching, and thank you for doing so. And until the next time. And until, have a great day.